Phil Hellmuth is looking down at ace-6 offsuit. Pre-flop begins with a sequence that feels standard on the surface, but hints at the chaotic dynamic Hellmuth brings to the table.
You get any threes?
Phil opens to 2,000 with ace-6 offsuit, a hand that is technically an opener in this format, but creates massive reverse implied odds when deep stacked.
Thought you were done with that move.
No, I'm not done with this move. 2K's perfect.
Fishman, true to his name, plays passively by just flatting pocket tens, a hand that screams for a squeeze play here, and this invites Williams to come along with queen-jack offsuit. Williams has a hand that plays well multi-way, but by letting three players see a flop, the table has created a scenario where hand strengths will be muddy and Phil's aggression will likely overcompensate for his marginal holding.
Oh, you guys have fun.
Yep.
Joe and I will play pinochle over here.
The flop hits everyone just enough to be dangerous. Williams flops top pair. Fishman has an overpair to the 6 but is blocked by the jack, and Hellmuth finds bottom pair. Here is where the poker brat logic takes over. Instead of checking to the pre-flop caller or playing pot control with a weak pair, Phil leads out for 6,600. It is a protection bet gone wrong. He is trying to end the hand immediately, fearing overcards.
Dave, how much you got behind?
75,000.
75?
The LC's got Hellmuth, but he's a dog to Williams.
And you got me covered, right?
I think so.
I'm almost... Oh, I feel so strongly that I have you.
Right read on Phil.
So strongly. But I don't know what that Dave's doing behind me. What is he coming in with? Oh, man. It's gonna be my first really good or really bad play of the night that everybody gets to see.
When Fishman folds, Williams makes the disciplined call. David knows that Phil is capable of stabbing here with pure air or draws, and raising would only isolate him against better hands. By just calling, Williams keeps Hellmuth's bluffs alive, a textbook float with top pair. The turn comes the 8, changing nothing structurally, and Hellmuth decides to turn his hand into a polarizing sledgehammer. He fires 20,000, a massive overbet relative to his actual hand strength. This is where Phil gets himself into trouble. He is effectively turning a hand with showdown value into a bluff.
I'm starting to feel a little better about my decision.
Williams realizes he is likely ahead of everything except a random set of 3s or 8s, so he pays to see the river, confident that Phil is splashing around with a draw or a weaker made hand.
Phil shows, so does Dave.
I knew it was David that had to
You
worry
won't
about.
see that hand fling him again.
I knew I had nothing to worry about with him.
By the way, that was a strong call, kid. So I gotta say, I'm folding that for 20.
Beat that one guy. Got the calling station as a jack.
The calling station. You're not David. You're the calling station. The businessman, the calling
He's
station.
the guy that's going to give me 50,000 for no reason, Dave is. Plays every hand.
Dave, pick up your head because you've picked up your game. You're in Profitville.
I really like watching you guys make these high-level genius plays because someday I aspire to do them too, and I'm being this close.
That was 5 levels above me right there.
No. Actually, I never try to bluff David. I rarely do, but he's just a complete calling station. Dude, you're the biggest calling station at the table.
Joe Catto, look to your left. That's your future.
He would have folded the river. I know you would have folded the river because he called the 20 to see what you do on the river, right?
Yeah, I thought I had the best hand. I mean, that's why I'm frustrated. He's played every pot against me. How can he show up with a jack?
Phil Hellmuth is looking down at 8-7 offsuit.
Amanda.
Hey, Phil.
I didn't catch the hello earlier because
You're a diva.
No.
He is a diva. He made us all wait.
Pre-flop, this looks like a pretty harmless pot brewing, but the way both players construct their ranges sets up a very natural value spot for Laak. He opens King-9 offsuit from late position, which in this lineup is completely fine. It is ahead of most of the blind's defending range and plays well post-flop with position. Hellmuth defends with 8-7, a very Phil hand. It is not pretty on paper, but suited or not, it has reasonable equity versus a late position open and lets him see a flop in a game where everyone is splashing around.
David, Fishman is out. It's Phil Hellmuth and Phil Laak.
Nobody is doing anything crazy yet, but the seeds are there for a classic top pair versus second pair situation.
Checking.
Check.
Checking's good.
Check.
Well, that means you hit something.
The turn brings the queen, which does not complete the front door clubs and only improves a pretty narrow slice of hands. Phil checks again, and now Laak has to start extracting value.
I'll just fold, Hellmuth.
Fold. I hit something too. What?
Let me win one pot.
His bet of 2,400 is a classic delayed C-bet sizing, small, slightly curious, and designed to get called by exactly the type of hand Phil has.
How much is in the pot? I'm curious. Oh, can you spread it very, very carefully and wide so that my piercing 16-year-old eyes can do it? So I will bet 6,200.
The river 6 is perfect for Laak. It does not change the top of range much. It bricks the club draw, and it is not a scare card for an 8. When Phil checks a third time, Laak fires 6,200, a very efficient value bet.
Just fold, kid. Just fold.
Phil, listen to Phil for once.
Nope, just calls.
I meant the other Phil.
And Laak wins the pot.
I really didn't want him to fold. That was double speak.
That was a double reverse psychology. Just fold. I'm scared, not scared. Bet.
Kind of.
Phil Hellmuth is looking down at ace-9 offsuit, pre-flop. This is another hand that looks harmless on the surface but quietly lays the trap. Martinez opens with a perfectly reasonable raise with a suited connector that can smash a lot of boards. Hellmuth just flats, which already puts him in an awkward spot.
This is one of the best thing we have. Did you like it?
Minieri peels happy to set mine and play a small pair in position, and Perkins closes the action in the blinds, getting a big price.
Tweak.
Italy was the first place I went where I bought pizza by the kilogram. They weighed it, and they said, oh, you have 180, whatever.
The flop looks dry to Hellmuth, but is extremely live for the field. Perkins checks, and Martinez decides to check as well.
This is a Phil Laak check. No, notice
He's two-handed check.
Sometimes he likes this. I like that little.
Controlling the pot with just 2 overcards and an open-ended straight. When the action gets to him, Hellmuth seizes the chance to bluff C-bet and fires 4,200. He has 2 overcards and some straight equity with the 9, and his bet folds out exactly the kind of weak holdings you expect from the blinds and from Minieri. That part works. Minieri and Perkins both get out of the way. Martinez, however, is never folding. His hand has a ton of equity against a single C betting range, and check calling keeps all of Hellmuth's bluffs and thin value hands alive while disguising his own draw. The turn is the disaster card for Hellmuth and the dream card for Martinez.
12,800. I'll take this one now. You fold. I win.
I know.
Against that range, Martinez is thrilled to call. He is ahead of all the bluffs and semi-bluffs, ahead of any 8x that decided to stab, and still has redraws even when Hellmuth happens to have a big hand. The river pairs the board with the 7. Having let Hellmuth drive the action on both flop and turn, Martinez finally leads for 15,500 into a big pot. It is a classic blocker-looking value bet designed to get paid by exactly the kind of overpairs and stubborn one-pair hands Hellmuth likes to hero call with. Hellmuth, though, goes one level too far. With ace-9, he has nothing but ace-high and a missed straight draw.
Raise it. 45,000.
And instead of giving up, he turns it into a bluff, raising to 60,500, trying to represent a monster, 7, or a slow-played set. The problem is that Martinez's line is far more consistent with a strong made hand than with a bluff. Martinez thinks it through.
Please don't have forceful.
What you got?
Huh?
What you got?
If this was your hand, how are you playing it? Comment it below and let's compare different ways to play this out.
You got fourths?
I might have forceful. I might not.
Okay, call.
Wow.
Good call. You win.
Oh my God, what is going on? What is going on?
Tilt
oh my
juice!
God.
Get the tilt juice out for everyone.
hammer.
Have
Thank
a
you.
little sip.
Drink it up.
I can't make that call.
So sick.
No, I can't make that call. No, I can't make that
I
call.
blocked
No,
back.
he bet 15,000 with the 10.
I blocked back, so you can raise and bluff.
I'm steaming now.
Oh, we got some. Me and you
I
on
know.
tilt.
Now I know. I mean, it's so brutal because now I know he's going to lose all his money to one of you guys, and I might go broke in the meantime. He put in 70,000 with top pair. I haven't seen that in a cash game in 2 years.
That was good though.
He was right, but I haven't seen that in 2 years.
Phil Hellmuth is looking down at pocket queens. Pre-flop, this is one of those classic big pair collision spots where the trap is sprung before a flop is even dealt. Hellmuth opens to 800 with completely standard and absolutely expecting to be ahead of most of the table.
I have the button. I shouldn't even look. I should just decide I'm gonna win. Oh, I don't have to decide I'm gonna win. I'm just gonna win.
Lock calls.
I'm just gonna win this one.
Lock flats, which already narrows him to a lot of medium strength hands and some traps.
How about the pot?
Bill Perkins comes in with the pot.
Little pottage.
Pottage in the cottage.
Pottage.
In the cottage.
That sizing is fine. It isolates the opener, punishes Lock's call, and announces a very strong range.
How much do you have there anyway?
What is it?
Nothing.
You keep saying not much, and this is a 25K chip, kid.
Nothing. I don't know.
Hellmuth looks down at queens, sees Lock's dead money in the middle and the wide public perception that Perkins can be splashy, and decides to...
All right, I raised the pot too.
Hi-ya!
It is a sizing that does two things at once. It tries to shut Laak out, and it tests Perkins to see whether he really has it or is just leaning on position.
What are my choices?
Ship it, call, or fold.
I re-raised the pot.
All right, I'm all in. I'm all in.
It's all in. Okay. Aces or?
I got queens.
I have kings.
Holy cow.
I mean, let's just run it once, I guess.
Go.
I decided in advance I'm only going to run it once today.
You know what? Poker should get back to this one-time thing. It's so manly. It's like the West. We're gonna go find gold and go into the West and run it one time.
6, 5, 8, all hearts. Turn. Ace of diamonds. 10 of clubs, and Perkins is going to double up.
Hi, Sam.
Thank you. Ta-da! I finally won a hand. I had maximum tilt juice. It was like overdrive.
I mean, the businessman, you know, he shows up with kings when he has 43,000. Come on. So ridiculous what happens to me in this game.
Phil Hellmuth is looking down at King Jack offsuit.
Here we go, Phil. Did you raise it?
Pre-flop is Tony G doing exactly what Tony loves to do. Take a hand that plays huge on connected boards and drag Hellmuth into a pot.
Back to the same tricks.
I'm not gonna let you two just enjoy
Back to
the
the
pan.
same old, same old.
I feel like I'm stuck in the middle of a triangle.
Stuck in the middle.
Hellmuth opens King Jack, a very Hellmuth hand. Strong enough to raise, not quite strong enough to want a giant pre-flop war. Tony flats with 10-9 suited, the classic, let's see a flop and torture you later. The flop comes 8, Queen Jack, and it is a total car crash in slow motion. For Tony G, it is perfect. 10-9 gives him the nut straight immediately.
We're gonna draw. Draw your gun.
I got a big draw, Tony. What do you want me to do?
The turn brings the 5 of diamonds, which looks like a total brick. Nothing about this card should scare off a player who was happy on the flop. Tony now leans on the situation. The sizing tells the full story. Into a pot that was already inflated, this is not a little probe, it is a serious ask. With the nuts, Tony wants value from exactly what Hellmuth has, strong one-pair hands and pair plus draws that hate folding versus him. Hellmuth thinks it through and calls again.
Where's the big draw now? Oh, where's the big draw? I'm gonna check to you or what?
Well, I thought maybe you would, yeah.
Yeah.
Hellmuth is now facing the most brutal question. Do you really think I am the kind of guy who triple barrels this size with nothing on this board after you called twice? Or, if Tony ever gives up his bluffs on earlier streets, which he often does when met with resistance, then this river bet becomes heavily weighted toward value. Hellmuth tanks and convinces himself that against Tony G specifically, people just do not always have it.
All right, I call.
He makes the call.
There you go. Welcome to the game.
Ouch.
Just flops the nuts just off the bat.
Welcome to the game. You've been doing a lot of talking. Now show me your bullets. Show me what you brought to the game. Where's your money? Don't tell me you're going to play with that crap. You're not going to embarrass yourself here, are you? Yet again. Phil, produce.